training. I try to do a free training every week or every couple of weeks, and I stick those free trainings up in the guides section, okay, in the group. So when you go to the guides section in the group, there's lots of free videos, free trainings, freebies, free downloads, you name it. And when I do a free training, I will put it up there in the guide section. So following the training, that'll be up there. You'll be able to access it. Okay. So for those of you who are like, can I get the replay? Up in the guide section. So today we're going to be talking about how to find a big idea, a simple way to start an online business, okay, today, and some simple online business ideas that you can start fairly quickly without a huge investment in time, talent, energy, and money, okay, which is always fun. So a lot of people, a lot of the resistance I get, people when they jump on the phone with me and they want to work with me privately, or maybe they have questions about the program, it's like, Kellie-Ann, I don't want to do it. I don't want to hand over the money because I really have no clue what kind of business I want to start. So the first thing I do to them is I virtually handhold and I say, listen, okay, that's the purpose of the program. I'm going to take you through a framework and we're going to figure out what type of online business suits you, where your talents and expertise fall, and how you can start that business, excuse me, in a way that's simple, that's executable, that's repeatable, that you can have a business on the tail end of that, where you can support your family and your lifestyle in a way that's simple, fun, and predictable. So don't be afraid. Yes, you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want to build, what you want to achieve, or you've tried in the past and you failed, and now you've got a gazillion ideas, or you haven't landed on the idea. The whole purpose of the Accidental Entrepreneur is to provide you a framework. And today we're going to take a little bit of a sneak peek into that simple framework. So what do you need? A big, bold, profitable business needs what? If you want to build a profitable and meaningful business that aligns with your values, aligns with your lifestyle, what do you need? You need an idea, a big, bold idea, right? Now that idea, I did a video on this last week, that idea, you don't have to recreate the wheel. It can be something that people haven't heard of. It can be super non-sexy, like I talked about the people who are making hand sanitizer and repurposing fertilizer and brokering appliances, not super sexy. So it doesn't have to be so innovative and unique that nobody on the planet's doing it. In fact, that'd be a bad thing. Okay. So you do need an idea. Now you've all got ideas, right? I guarantee you, like, raise your hand, let me know. You all have ideas. You've either tried and failed, or you've half executed, or you've got like 10 ideas and you've got the shiny object syndrome, or a couple of people in my group call it blue jay syndrome. You're all over the place, right? So how many ideas do you have? The problem is it's hard to tell if any one of these ideas is the idea that you should commit to and spend your time, talent, and energy on. Because is there nothing worse than executing? Trust me, ladies, there's nothing worse than executing on the wrong idea. And when you execute on the wrong idea, what happens is that you almost give yourself this just reason, okay, to fail. You failed before you started, because when you execute on the wrong idea, you have zero wins. You don't have any incremental wins, which means what? Your confidence wanes. And when your confidence wanes, your motivation wanes. And when you have no motivation, what do? You just give yourself permission to give up. So there really is nothing worse than executing on the wrong idea. That's why I've built this simple framework, so that you can validate your idea before you spend the next freaking 30 days, 3 months, 2 years. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. Okay. So how do you tell if your idea is the idea? So the fastest way, let me tell you what we're going to be talking about today. The fastest way to go to market, the most surefire way to determine, to start a business that stands a chance of success, trust me, is to build a business around your knowledge and expertise, is to build an expert or knowledge-based business. Now, for those of you who sell products, I can guarantee you that your product is based on some sort of expertise you have. Nobody starts making candles in their garage if they're not knowledgeable in the process, or nobody starts to create their own craft beer or microbrewery in their basement if they don't have some sort of knowledge or expertise. Okay, so the fastest way right now, for purposes of this discussion, what we're going to be talking about is how to quickly monetize your knowledge and your expertise. So that means you're going to start with what you already know or what you can learn quickly or do quickly. Again, if you have questions as we go along, pop them in the comments. I'm going to try to look at them or I'll get to them after. Okay. Does that make sense? I hope so. So here's a super basic formula. So this is the big idea formula. You take your skill or your expertise. Okay. We take that skill or expertise. We figure out a way to monetize it. Then we turn that into a product or service. And then we find a group of people who need that product or service. So you have a skill that you turn into a product or service and you sell it to people who need it. I mean, it can't get much simpler than that, right? And then we take that one step further. That idea needs to come from opportunity, because when I say find a group of people that needs what you're selling, okay, that has a problem you can solve. Basically, that's find a group of people, find a large enough group of people, and then opportunity will present itself. That's where the opportunity is, within that large group of people. And we call that group, you can call it a niche, you can call it whatever you want. I call it a hungry audience. So you find that large hungry audience, you figure out what their problem is, you position yourself as an expert, and then you offer them a solution. Okay, how does that sound? Does that make sense? So there have to be people out there in the world that has this problem. The problem needs to exist in nature. You cannot build a product or a service or a solution around a problem that does not exist. I've given you examples from my corporate career of people who have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building out a product that nobody wanted. Nobody bought it because nobody needed it. There was no problem. The inventors of this product had manufactured that problem because they got so attached to it. Okay, so that problem has to be out there in the universe. Now, everyone at this point is like head scratcher, right? Like, what the hell? Okay, it all sounds wonderful, Kellie-Ann, but again, I don't have an idea. Doesn't matter, because I don't know who this group of people is. I don't even know what I'm an expert or what I'm skilled at this point. Okay. So don't pull your head out. No, don't pull your head off. Don't pull your hair out. Okay. Here's the quick start method. We're going to take what you already know, what you already love, and what you already do, and we're going to turn that into a business. So that's the point from which you begin. What do I know? What do I already know? What do I love to do? Where do I already spend my time? Right? What do I do without it feeling like work? And then what maybe have I done in the past, or what am I currently doing and getting paid to do? Okay. So here's the reality. When I say that the fastest way to market is to build an expert-based business, that is because your talent can make you an expert. Something that you're good at can make you an expert. And when you stand up and establish yourself as an expert and self-declare you are an expert, people will believe you. And people will recognize you as an expert. They will recognize that you are able to solve their problem, and they will reach out to you and ask you for your help. So you need to self-declare you're an expert, and you do that by really recognizing, what are you skilled at? What are you talented at? What can you learn quickly and turn around quickly? So from that, when I say here, your talent can make you an expert, let's take it one step further, okay? I like to break it down into passion, talent, and skills. So people will say to me, okay, you want me to take what I love, what I'm passionate about, what I'm talented at, what I'm skilled at, and turn it into business? Like, what the hell does that mean? So passion, when I'm talking about, when I say to you, okay, Kathy, what are you passionate about? What never feels like work? What is so meaningful to you that you're just naturally enthusiastic about it, that you could prop like a milk crate in the corner and stand up and give like a 5-minute spiel on it without any kind of prep? So that's passion. That's passion. So jot that down. What never feels like work to you? And then when we talk about talent, I always say that talent is a natural ability. You need to recognize it. You need to hone it. Okay. But typically talent is some sort of natural ability you have. Okay. Or something that you already know and that you can turn into a superpower. So if I was talking about me, for example, from a young age, I always knew what kind of natural ability did I have. I was always a talker. I was always a communicator. I was always great at the written word or performing on stage or speech festivals or, the light turns on and I'm able to go. So I had, I think, a natural ability from my young age, but then I went to school and I honed it and I practiced and I competed and I performed and I got paid to do it, what have you. So I took that natural ability and turned it into a bit of a superpower. And that's how my first business started about 2 decades ago. I started to write for other people. And then we talk about skills. Skills are typically some sort of expertise. You take a course, you learn a new skill. So yes, while I was naturally gifted, let's say, at communicating, I took a course on how to, edit pharmaceutical copy. Okay, let's just say. So passion, what never feels like work to you? A talent, what kind of natural ability do you currently have that you could turn into a superpower? You got to recognize it. It's like a wink from the universe. You have to be open to it. And then skill, what kind of an expertise do you have that you could build on, that you could quickly learn and turn around? You need to develop that. Okay. So that's just a basic little overview. And then when we look at this Venn diagram, all of that intersects. And that's where your big idea is, right? What do you love? What are you great at? What does the world need? Remember what I said, that problem needs to be existing in the universe. And what have you maybe gotten paid to do in the past? Right? Or a little bit of a step back or a parallel step. What have people asked you to do in the past? Does that make sense? That's the intersection of that. That's where your big idea is, right? If your big idea is based solely on passion, chances are the world doesn't need it, right? And I talk about, the person who wanted to toilet train cats. It's not a problem that exists in nature. If you're going to create your idea based on something you love and the world needs, maybe you're not great at it. Maybe you're not great at it. Maybe you're going to have to go back to school for 12 months, 18 months. That's not a quick go to market. And just because, you've been paid to do in the past doesn't mean you want to start an online business doing it now, because chances are just because you were paid to do it doesn't mean you loved it. How many of you are in a 9-to-5 right now and you are just so compelled to leave it because you don't love it, right? So it has to be at the intersection of all of these. Otherwise, okay, this is where you will fail or you will find reasons to give up because you're not super great at it, because nobody wants it, because you don't love it, because no one's asking you to do it. Okay, so at the intersection, that's where your big idea is. Let me take a drink. Now, but who the heck's going to buy any of it, right? That's the next question that naturally get asked. So when I work with women and we work on what that big idea is, the next question they inevitably ask me is, okay, but who the hell is going to buy it? Where's this large group of people? Where's this hungry audience that has a problem I can solve? Who are they? So this is what you need to ask yourself when you're faced with this, okay? This is what you need to ask yourself. Who do you want to serve? Who do you want to serve? Who do you feel aligned to work with? Only you can answer that, but I can help you. I can help you, and that's part of the accidental entrepreneur framework. When people are confused, I can't get them through the whole passion, talent, skill. I can't get them to land on that big idea using that Venn diagram and my whole BS approach. I will strip it back and I will say, who do you want to serve? Like, forget about what you're good at, what you've been paid to do, what you want to do, what you love to do, what the world needs. Forget it. Who do you want to serve? That's a question you need to ask yourself. And again, as we go through business, this can change. This is a very malleable point, okay? It can change and evolve, absolutely. But I'm going to keep things simple. I'm going to make things simple for you. So for all of you who messaged me this week after I did a video about you need to decide what you want, I did the whole, I don't know if you saw the post, but check out the post on my personal profile. And it was, I gave the example of Alice in Wonderland, and that's taken from my signature program. Some of you will recognize that from module 1. But in order to determine, okay, where you want to go and how you're going to go and what route you're going to take and what you have to determine what you want. And this is part of it. Who do you want to serve? So we're going to base who do you want to serve and your online business on 3 core markets. On 3 core markets. And I can guarantee you that anybody I've worked with in the past, anyone who's currently in the program, anyone I'm working with one-on-one with, no matter, I don't care if it's the past 10 years, if you base your online idea on one of these core markets, you are setting yourself up for success. And the 3 core markets are as follows: health, wealth, and relationships. And this is not something arbitrary that I came up with. I first learned about this years ago from Russell Brunson, who's the founder of ClickFunnels. And the health, wealth, relationship comes out of the fact that most people, in terms of their unspoken desires are often tied to health, wealth, or relationship goals. Raise your hand if this makes sense. When somebody hits my sales funnel or my website or comes into a video or, joins me on Instagram or follows me on my YouTube channel, what have you, I guarantee you that they are looking to have one of 3 problems solved: a health, a wealth, or a relationship problem, which means that they have some sort of unspoken desire tied to these markets. So wouldn't it make sense that you base your online idea and your online business on one of these 3 core markets? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now, if you're a product business, people who have a product business, you're like, well, how does this apply to me? Of course it applies to you. I can tell you I've got somebody in the program right now. I've got a couple of people, one that stands out, and I think she's still on this live, who's starting. She may or may not be here. I can't. Hi, Lisa. Lisa says nailed it. Okay, finally, I nailed something on a Monday. So I have somebody in my program now, and she's selling a product, but it is within the health and wellness space. And that product is tied to her expertise because she's bringing decades of experience as a frontline nurse. And now she's selling a product, okay, a physical product, but of course, right here, falls right into this one of these 3 core markets. But again, it's really, when she says she's a product based, but I guarantee you, I consider that a hybrid. It's an expert based business because how is she selling that product? Evidence-based research, evidence-based literature, case studies, all from her decades and decades as a professional accredited degreed nurse. Okay. So if you base your online business idea on one of these 3 core markets, you are setting yourself up for success. So we're going to take it a step further. So we look at the 3 core markets, and then we start looking at sub-markets. We need to look at sub-markets. Each of these core markets has a sub-market, right? I will give you an example. In the health market, sub-markets of the health market: diet, nutrition, personal training, fat loss. It could even be mindset related to health. Those are sub-markets. In the wealth sub-market, you could have, people who want to make money or save money or invest in money or be better at sales or increase their sales. In the relationship market, sub-markets of relationship could be like dating or marriage or love or parenting, or it could be self-love related to that. So if you base your idea just, on one of these sub-markets, that's not a good idea, folks, because what happens is that's what we call a red ocean. Everybody's there. All the sharks are there. You're competing with a very large, aggressive market. Where it gets interesting, and what I encourage people to do is take a look at the markets, take a look at the sub-markets, and then drill down even further. And this is where we find our niche. These niche examples, that's where your hungry audience exists. That's where you're no longer competing with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but it's based on a market and a submarket that has a large enough group of people in it that has a problem you can solve. So this is where you need to be. Health, wealth, relationship, look at the submarkets and then niche down, because when you niche down, you get specific. You are no longer a generalist. You are a specialist, and you can charge for that. You are self-declaring yourself as an expert, self-declaring yourself as a specialist, and you can attach a price tag to that. Okay? If you stay here, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is there. Okay, that is your red ocean. But if you further niche down, this is where it gets interesting. And this is where you're able to tailor your messaging, increase your prices, and really easily find a group of people. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Let's do some examples, because I know everyone's going to be like, give me some example. So let's say I chose the health market, and the sub-market of the health market was, I don't know, nutrition. Well, a niche market of that health nutrition, what could that niche market be? It could be, I don't know, vegan diets. It could be, meal plans for postpartum moms. It could be weight loss tips for menopausal women. Okay, do you see how you're getting more specific? So let's take another example. Let's say my market was wealth. So the submarket of that, and Russell gives an example, the submarket of that is wealth, real estate. Okay, so it's wealth, it's real estate, people who want to make money doing something related to real estate. What would the niche market of that be? Could be, you know, how to flip houses using Pinterest. I don't know. It could be your wealth market, your submarket could be online business. And so your niche could be, like me, helping women typically 45, 50 plus start online businesses, you know, pivot to the next chapter of their life. If I stayed here into wealth and then I just submarket and say, yeah, I'm going to show people how to start online businesses, I'm competing with huge names. I'm competing with mom and pops. I'm competing with the 18-year-old in the basement who just developed an online course. It wasn't until I niched down, okay, and got super specific and got out of that red ocean that I started to make real money. So I'll give you another example. So what do we do? Relationships. So let's say we have relationship is the market you've chosen. The submarket is parenting. The niche of that is how to deal with tweens, or how to manage your teenagers. I don't know. It could be relationship, could be dating. Dating could be the submarket. And so your niche could be how to date after divorce. Okay, you see how you have to get specific. So for those of you out there like, I don't have an idea, I don't know what I'm good at, blah, blah, blah. Start here. Look at those three markets: health, wealth, relationship. What's that submarket you can determine? And then let's further niche. That's your business right there. That's your business. If you base your business on one of these core markets, you stand a chance of success. Okay, does that make sense? So let me show you, excuse me. I don't know why I'm coughing so much today. Okay, so for those of you out there who are confused, you've tried, you failed, you have not summoned up the courage and the confidence to try again, you are lacking the support, you are lacking a system, you have no freaking clue if your current idea that you're spending time and money on is going to sell, is going to fly. That's why I always tell you to launch before you're ready, so you can test it out as you launch, right? But let me tell you, strip it back. Does your current idea fall within one of these core markets? Health, wealth, relationship. Let me know. If you're a product business, it's going to be a little bit different. But remember, for purposes of go to market quickly, I said you need to concentrate on an expert-based business. That makes a whole lot of sense, okay? So what's hot? What's hot right now? I can tell you what's hot. Because I work with an awful lot of you lovely, ambitious women, people with businesses that are evolving, businesses that needed to be restarted, reignited, have a life breathed into them, and people are just starting from scratch. So what's hot right now? Yes, coaching. And coaching can apply to that health, wealth, relationship market right? So you've got health, wealth, relationship, coach, 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 niche, 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 niche. Consulting, course creators, wanting to create passive income stream. Course creation is still huge. Now that model has changed a bit. Now you have to have a little bit of hybrid. You have to have high touch points. Okay, like I do with the Accidental Entrepreneur. People need to see me every week in the group. They need to be in private coaching, etc. Template builders, templates are huge. Templates for websites or social templates or email templates, any kind of template. People love the idea of copying and pasting. So if you have a skill, if you have talent, a skill, and the passion, and you're a graphic designer, or Canva well, or you're a great writer, or you've had design experience, etc. Template business is huge. Virtual assistants, I can't, that market is blowing up. And there are so many niche businesses within the virtual assistant realm. So, you have that wealth market. The sub market is virtual assistant. And then when we start to look at all those niches, it could be virtual assistant for YouTube lead generation, virtual assistant for Pinterest and Instagram, virtual assistant for Canva templates, virtual assistant for organic lead gen, virtual assistant for, I don't know. I'm just trying to think all the different things. Virtual assistant for marketing collateral creation, virtual assistant for inbox management. Okay. Freelance writing is huge. Graphic design services huge. Editing, proofreading, because that, again, you can get really specific. I worked with a client a couple of years ago, and now she just does, social media management for fashion businesses. She got and design businesses. She got super specific. IG, Pinterest services. IG and Pinterest are huge right now. Etsy stores, so makers, again, this is a product, okay? If you're on Etsy, you can absolutely niche, and you need to, because otherwise you're going to get lost in a sea of makers. And video creation, anything to do with video. Video's hot. Whether it's reels, or it's stories, or it's a YouTube channel, or it's how to use Facebook Live. So like video creation, for instance, or anything related to video, that could be within the wealth category, right? Teaching people how to make money using video, and the niche of that, teaching people how to make money using video, using Facebook Live or using reels. So you need to look at these hot markets. You need to figure out, okay, what are those 3 markets? What are those sub markets? Where does my niche fall? Pretty simple. It's a simple formula. Does anybody have any questions? I'll get to them after anyway. So I put together 65 online business ideas that you can start today. Just simple online business ideas. If anybody wants it, drop me a message below and I will send it to you. Okay. I will send you 65 easy online business ideas. You just have to let me know if you want that. And again, everything that you've learned here today is an extension of my program. Whether I teach it to you one-on-one, whether you access the framework of my teachings through my signature program, the Accidental Entrepreneur, but this is the framework. Okay. So if you have an idea, if you're struggling with an idea, if you've got too many ideas, okay, you have 2 choices right now. Actually, you have 3 choices. You can reach out to me and book private time with me. I have a 3-hour package that helps you go, determine, nail down your big idea based on a market, a sub-market, niche down, determine what your niche is, find people who need your product, and create an irresistible offer. I have a Find Your Big Idea package. Let me know if you're interested. I also, of course, handle all this in a much more elaborate way within the Accidental Entrepreneur online program. So let me know if you have questions about that. If you want to get in on that, it's a sweet deal right now. That price is going up in Jan, it's doubling. Okay. So let me know. Those are your choices. Book a private 3 hours with me. We can break it up into whatever increments you want. Get into the Accidental Entrepreneur, or guess what? You can continue to do it on your own. You can continue to lone wolf it. But I guarantee it's going to be worth your time and worth your money to get an expert holding your hand, get expert eyes on your idea so that we can validate it before you execute on the wrong idea, before you spend 1 more minute on the wrong idea. I call it the turd, the stinker. We've all done it. We've all wasted a whole lot of time, talent, and energy on a stinker. And people who tell you otherwise are completely lying to themselves and to you. I have done it. Okay, so let me know if you want my 65 easy online business ideas. I will love to send you a copy. Okay, and let me know if you want information on my 3-hour Find Your Big Idea intensive, or if you would like information on my signature program, which is jam-packed, supercharged. Everything I talk about here is in the program. Okay, that's it. Lovely. Let me see. Oh, I got some people saying they want it. And I will send it to you, lovely ladies. So what time is it? Half an hour, 30 minutes in and out. I love it. Let me know if you have any questions. Please comment, use the group. Let people know where you are in life and in business. Let's celebrate each other's big wins. Okay, we need to celebrate all the wins, actually. All the small, the medium, the large. We're here for each other. It's a sisterhood. Let me know if you need some help. Okay, bye guys.